Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an art journal spread in my mini pocket journal. I shared a video tutorial recently on how I made this journal. It's super simple. I used mainly jelly prints, but some leftover paint papers as well for this journal. And here I have already prepared the pages with some gesso. I didn't cover everything, just a little bit of the pages. And here you see me going in with fluid acrylics and some water and a brush to give my background some color. The acrylics are from De La Rowney and I bought them in the small bottles and also in the bigger ones as well, because you can refill the small bottles, and that's something I really like, because otherwise I would never buy such small amounts of paint. But these are quite nice, especially if you don't need much paint, and also to take them out on location. I also like to use them in my sketchbook. I'm mixing in some turquoisey with the lemon yellow, and I just experiment with the colors a little bit. Here I'm going in with a touch of burnt sienna. In the video description, I have linked up my blog post for this video. I always make a post where I add photos of the finished project, so you can have a closer look at it. Here I'm coming back in with some white again, because I really like white space, especially combined with colors, bright colors, and black and white. That's what I really enjoy creating. And I will also add some black here with some stamps once the pages are dry. The pages are dry, and now I'm coming in with some stamping. And for the background, I picked the Grungy Swirl stamp from the Mix It Up One stamp set with some pink StazOn ink that matches the magenta on the background, just to give it some interest and texture. Stamping in an art journal can be a bit challenging because usually you have an uneven surface. So I'm laying down a piece of foam underneath my page to make it a bit easier to stamp. If you want to have a perfect image in your art journal, I recommend stamping it to a tissue paper and then adhere it with gel medium. But as these are only background stamps, I don't mind if the images are not perfect. I'm also adding in some mark making with a water-soluble black pencil because I like the organic texture you get. And it's also a lot of fun. I'm dipping the nib of the pencil into water and then I'm scribbling it around on my page. With my next step, I'm quite brave. I'm adding in some black paint. I wanted to have a bigger black area as a contrast against all these bright and intense colors. And together with the white, I really love how this is turning out. I think it's not black, it might be Payne's gray. I'm not 100% sure. I usually tend to use not black. I prefer, yeah, it's the Payne's gray. I prefer Payne's gray because it has some kind of a bluish tone, and that's what I really like using. I'm waiting until this layer of paint is completely dry, and then I'm coming in with the Neo colors, and I'm using a blue. I think that's also a great contrast against the rest of the page, and I just do some mark making. I am not sure at this stage of the page which main image I want to pick and what else I want to add to it. So I'm going through my stash and I have a look what I think will fit the page. I always have some stamped images ready. Some are colored in, some not, and I just go through it and have a look what I feel looks right. And then I will maybe add something of the stash I already have, or I will create something new that I think will fit. These leafy images are from our sketchy leaves and flowers stamp sets, and these are mainly stamped with water-soluble stamping ink to watercolor cardstock and then painted in with watercolors. I really love how they are looking, and I think this turquoisey one matches the page very nice. I will adhere the leaf later, but first I want to add some white splatters with acrylic ink to the page. I love adding splatters. I always feel that gives it a more lively or vibrant look. And it also creates more interest and texture and also depth. I let those splatters dry completely, and now I'm back here with a stamp. It's the Mixer sentiment stamp with tons of words on it, and I like to use it as a background stamp but also to create my own sentiments. And for all the clear stamp lovers, I have good news. I will have a big Mixer sentiment stamp set coming out soon with 4 big stamps with words just like this one, just in a clear version, and there you can build your own sentiments by cutting out these words. I also use them to stamp that little tab. I like to adhere these tabs to the pages of the journal because I feel it adds some more interest and kind of an interactive element. And I like to adhere them to the sides of the pages at different heights so they stand out a little bit of the book. And what I'm also using is that stitching stamp because then it looks kind as if it was stitched to the page. I have fixed that tab with a paper clip until the glue is dry. And I have already cut out some words that I want to use for my sentiment. These are from the Mixed Sentiments #1. And I have embossed them in white to black cardstock. And I've cut them into pieces and I will adhere them later to my spread. But first I'm going to adhere that turquoisey leaf that I have sorted out earlier in the video that I think fits the page quite nice. Yes, and that is my finished page. I will leave you with some photos, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will see us next time. Bye!